Tommy G's controversial World of Sales guru, and Andy Elliott. However you say it.
Take your shirt off for a minute. You guys see yourself naked in the mirror every single day before you go out of the house? Okay, do you like how you look? We just go numb. We're just like, F it, man. I'll wear a sweatshirt today. You don't want to look like you look right now, do you? Okay, then fucking change it. And I started to fall in love with making others great. And so I just
Okay, I mean,
realized that, man, I need to build a really good army, a team, a tribe, a pack, you know, whatever you call them. I need
Well, welcome to your new life, and also welcome to doing business with Andy Elliott.
Andy Elliott and his Elliott Group are founded on a cloud of suspicion for fraud, lies, deceit, and some of the worst actions ever perpetrated in the car business.
When the FBI comes in,
the car business?
Some of the worst actions ever perpetrated in the car business.
when the FBI comes in, they said, hey, who's in charge? It was me and 4 other people. It wasn't me. They were after this owner. Dude, I have already been tried to be killed many times.
What? Now I'm interested. Hold on a second. I thought this was just another like scheme or something. But that's how they get you. They try to make you believe it's not a scheme. Hold on a second. But he's making them work out to better their health, though. Is it really bad? Like, I wouldn't do it, but like, if people better their health in the process of just joining a group, unless it's hurting people, that's the only problem. Like, I gotta watch it to figure that out. All right, let's go. Come on.
I went back home, I called my boss from the fitness studio, I gave my 2 weeks. I put my head down, I grinded.
I was 19 years old and I did not like my life. But now I'm a coach, so I'm crushing, anywhere between 100 to 200 right now.
They're afraid that they're gonna lose their edge. We like live out of madness.
But I was this skinny, I was weighing 145 pounds at the time. I went from being a drug addict for 16 years, losing myself. I was broke, lost self, to now being Andy Elliott's top coach in his company, helping other people and clearing over 100K a month.
I did what I'm asking my clients to do now. And
I'm confused. Okay, so I want to figure out what's wrong with his group. Like, because if it's a cult, it's a cult. But like, if these people are bettering themselves and making money, I don't know.
and it would totally transform and change my life.
I hired the man. I gave him $50,000 motherfucking dollars. It was the worst business I have done.
You're a man under 40. There's a good chance that at some time your feed has been flooded with self-proclaimed gurus like Grant Cardone, Tai Lopez, Wes Watson, and Lou.
I've seen Tai Lopez on other people's streams while they look at him, but I've never seen these guys on my shit.
Johnny Walker. What do I do at duty free? Fucking Johnny Walker. That night, sipping the fucking Johnny Walker.
And it's no surprise that most of these guys have a course to sell, promising the secrets to their lifestyle of luxury cars, hot women, and private jets. But upon closer inspection, many of these gurus feel fake, fraudulent, or like something's just off. Today, we dive into one of the most controversial names in the sales guru and influencer landscape, Andy Elliott. Famous for his shirtless seminars and his military-style approach to sales training, he brands himself as the #1 sales trainer and business coach in the world. We take you a day inside his life, exploring his highly disciplined lifestyle, his cult-like sales team, and his shadowy past that includes people going to prison after a federal investigation. Some label him a con man that uses high-pressure sales tactics, while others say he is a great man that has genuinely changed their life for the better. Join me as we dig below the surface, and you can decide for yourself if Andy Elliott is the real deal or just another snake oil salesman influencer. Folks, before we dive into the wild world of Andy Elliott and sales gurus, there's first a subject I want to talk about that's very important to me: money and personal finance. Ever since it comes out of our account to pay for something that Tommy G, or click the link in my description.
Sorry, Tommy,
and now, folks, let's get to
Andy. We
Andy
don't like
Elliott.
advertisements around here.
Hell yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm gonna learn how to be an alpha male. I've been living my whole damn life as a beta cuck, sleeping in till 6:30, acting like a total slob. Today, hopefully that's gonna change, because with the help of the #1 sales guru in the world, that's Andy Elliott, that's how he brands himself. And you may have actually heard from this guy before. You may have seen clips of him asking people to take their shirt off.
take your shirt off for a minute. And I want you to write this down, discipline. Stand up, take your shirt off. I want you to do it in front of your friends. This isn't about making fun of him, because I can make all you can take your shirts off, and maybe one or two of you look halfway decent. I want you to go home and look at yourself naked in the mirror. I just want you to do it. And I want you to own every little weakness you have.
So we're gonna dive into his life. He's a very interesting man, this Andy Elliott. So folks, buckle up and don't be a punk. Before you actually go any further in this video, give me 20.
Nah.
I knew I was about to visit a controversial man, and I thought chances were good that his charisma could be disarming. So I reminded myself to walk into his house with a kind heart, but a healthy sense of skepticism.
Look at this guy.
Answering your own doors, huh?
Mr. Andy Elliott. How you doing, brother? Andy, first,
I like it.
I gotta ask you about your fashion choices, man. Tell me what we got going on right here.
We have a shirt on because it's cold, but normally it's shorts. That's my fashion choice.
Rate my fashion as a kind of alpha dresser.
Well, I'm not an alpha dresser.
No?
I just don't wear any clothes.
Would you ever join a nudist colony?
No,
Why not?
because I think that's weird.
Fair enough.
So when we started our business, we basically sold everything. And my wife, who lived in Oklahoma, she drew on a napkin this house. She's like, we're gonna have a U-shaped house. We're gonna restart our life. We're gonna rebuild. And I envision it being like this, with a pool right down the middle. Worked our ass off and went and built it.
Nice to meet you too. You guys ready to rumble today or what?
Oh yeah, we're about to get, you're getting in the cold
ready to
plunge.
go.
You're getting in the
Let's
cold
do it.
plunge with us. Yeah.
I brought a Speedo or something as close to it as I feel comfortable.
Yeah, Speedos are welcome here. So let's show us what you got.
These shorts are crazy work, brother. Those are awesome. This should be illegal in like 49 out of 50 states.
Hey, we're gonna say who can stay in the longest.
Wait, what?
Legal in like 49 out of 50 states.
We're gonna say
You got bigger legs than she thought. Okay.
who can stay in the longest.
Oh, I'm just doing a quick dip.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're
Guys, this is what a cult leader does. They try and get you to do things, and I'm going to resist the temptation.
Listen, have you ever read the book Tim Grover, Relentless? He said there was those that didn't want to get in the ice bath because they were scared.
This is amazing, brother. Ooh.
What's your mentality in life, Mr. Elliott?
You can have whatever you want and do whatever you want and hang out with whoever you want and have whatever kind of life you want. And I mean, dude, we're all so lucky to be alive, like at this time, this era. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, think about it. You have a business and can take care of your family, going around and documenting people because people want to watch other people live. Most people don't understand themselves.
True.
And so at 40 years old, I would realize I didn't like me. I wanted to have good intentions. I wanted to help people. My whole life, I helped people make money, but I never really changed anyone's life.
Okay. Interesting.
I just was such a freaking pushover. So my mom left when I was 2 years old. She's an alcoholic, crackhead, loser. She's a freaking loser, dude. I've tried to save her 5 times in my life. Every time she's shit back on me. And so I was raised by a father that was like, don't speak up. He was never home. It was kids raising kids. I mean, my sisters were having sex in elementary school. I mean, I remember coming home. I mean,
Holy shit.
Well, no, but like when no parents are present,
Things happen.
but I never thought about changing anyone's life until I was 40. I thought about making more money. My first day on the car lot, I made $1,700. I never held more than $5 in my hand at one point. This was my way out. All I knew is that I had to be the best, and I had to hit the numbers, and I had to make sure that I was unreplaceable. Indispensable. Then I started to build others to be badasses. And I started to fall in love with making others great. You're pretty fucking ugly. I'm not that good looking of a guy. I'm a pretty ugly motherfucker. I get in good shape and it makes me better looking. When you start to see yourself differently in the mirror, you fucking want to become better. And so I just realized that, man, I need to build a really good army, a team, a tribe, a pack, you know, whatever you call them.
One of the things we're going to try and determine together in this episode is how to define Andy Elliott. Who is he really? Is he a cult leader who commands extreme loyalty and uses manipulation tactics? Or is he a great but controversial business leader who gets the best out of his people? Is he a scam artist with a history of fraud? Or is he a man who has learned from his past and become a top-tier salesman and sales trainer? You guys tell me in the comments what you think the truth is about Andy.
It could be fraud, but it could be honest mistakes he's made in the past and gone back. Because it's weird. I've never heard of him, and usually I hear about these terrible people. So it's like, it's interesting to me.
You feel like you run a culture is, I mean, comes from cult, right? And so a culture of winners is dangerous. What kind of car do you drive?
Great Cherokee at the moment.
Okay, what do you want? What kind of car do you want?
Range Rover would be cool.
Okay, write this down, Range Rover. And so I decided I'm gonna reprogram me like a freaking computer. So I started paying for training. I did what I'm asking my clients to do now, and it would totally transform and change my life.
He paid for training and learned it and taught other people. Oh,
let's get cracking. So we're doing a burpee on the way down, a push-up, come up, stand up straight.
By the hot coals of May. Okay,
very intense about six-packs. It's a top priority.
If you don't have a six-pack, you don't work for us. For all the people that say six-pack or you're fired, screw that guy, hey, screw you! It's a standard.
What does a six-pack mean to you?
It just shows discipline.
I know some of your tactics have a little bit of humiliation mixed into them.
No. I know you're snacking. Well, squeeze your fat. And then I want you to pretend that you have whatever you want here, and I want you to take a bite. I'm gonna give Steve $10,000, okay? He can get a six-pack.
I'm not a fitness coach, right? I'm a business guy. The building block to success, if you were like, I wanna make money, is discipline. Every time I walk into anywhere, I will literally have hundreds of people walk up to me, and they say, dude, you changed my whole life.
Where you're comfortable in front of a stage with people, you're bringing a guy up to the front that's shaking in his boots, and now he's showing his fucking fat belly to the audience. So I would be curious to hear the stories afterwards. Like,
they come to me and they fall to their knees and they start bawling, and their wives call me and say, thank you for sending my husband back home. Was it the easy wrestling coaches that let you get away with everything, the ones that made you the best?
The most difficult wrestling coach I had was the guy that changed my life.
Dude, that's what I say. So I tell people all the time, I'm like, dude, listen, you might hate me, you might not like me, but you're gonna get better.
In my league where I live in Oklahoma, I was making $2.5 million, and I quit my job. I had been in sales from 18 to 39 years old in the car dealerships.
I remember sitting there, dude, and this guy walks across the showroom floor. Probably kind of looked like Rafa or some shit, right? And I'm the old me, and I'm like, I remember saying, man, F that guy. I'm like, I bet he's broke, dude. I bet that guy drives a Ford Taurus. You know what I'm saying?
You're trying to think of the ways that you were better than him.
Dude, I'm so disgusted at myself. I'm turning it all on him. And I remember, and I stopped myself, and I was like, dude, I am a total piece of shit, dude.
I was never gonna work for anyone else. I didn't wanna work for anyone else. I didn't wanna start this business. When I started listening to Tony Robbins, like for real, my mind started to run. I started to dream again.
She supported me, she changed too, our kids changed, and we would step out and quit a 20-year job and start a new business, which is like, we're gonna teach people to sell.
So far, I found Andy to be a very interesting character, and it seemed to me like he had a genuinely good family environment at his house. He was very present, not on his phone at all, and was clearly a well-disciplined guy with how he ate and worked out. But now it was time to dive into his headquarters, the Elliott Army, and the things I'm going to be on the lookout for are high-pressure sales tactics and cult-like behavior. Here's what we found.
If you don't say come on this other line right now, when you come out here, I'm gonna shave your head bald so you look like Andy Elliott's twin brother. Okay, he's laughing. Okay, cool. There's 3 times in your life. There's the day that you're born, the day that you die, and the day that your life changes forever. And today is the day that changes your life forever. So, well, welcome to your new life, and also welcome to doing business with Andy Elliott.
So there is like a slight bit of like, okay, we're definitely in a cult. But it could be a cool cult. That's what we're trying to discover.
What's up, buddy? How you doing? What's your name? Tommy. You're Tommy, man. Get over here, Tommy. We're looking for you, man. Yeah. Guys.
They're too much. I see it. Okay.
No one can work here unless I've changed their life inside of our coaching program.
To clarify what you just heard, one criteria Andy uses to hire is to only select from people that have paid for Andy's seminars or bought coaching lessons from him in the past. And to Andy, this ensures that his candidate is fully bought into his philosophy. Now, this could be looked at as an excellent vetting mechanism to build a good culture, or another warning sign of a cult, which is members having extreme loyalty and devotion to the leader.
Now, I have a lot of guys that are 7, 8, 9, 10 figure earners. They're big earners, but they operate from a state of madness. They're afraid that they're gonna lose their edge. We like live out of madness.
He's gonna experience team, he's gonna experience family. There's a lot of places that they have buildings, but they don't have the people. And what we have is we have the family, we have the people, and that's what really makes a building special. So let's get it! Let's get it!
I didn't bring any capris. Am I gonna fit in around here?
Yeah, I think you'll be fine, dude. We'll cut the shorts up a little bit and you'll be all right.
All of you are Team Elliott.
Yep.
How long you guys been here for?
I mean, we got guys from 5 years to guys that are, 2 years, 3 years, like we've got guys from all around. Everybody came through. Yep, we got the Bible
You're
with
gonna
us.
go Old Testament or New Testament on me today?
Well, we're gonna deliver a speech to these business leaders today, but we're gonna start with God because that's our core value.
Do you think Jesus would have been good at cold calling?
I think Jesus would have been the best at cold calling, dude. He would have been the best at it, dude.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Show me the headquarters, man.
Let's go. I'll take you on a tour.
Interesting. Okay.
How many people work here?
We have 100.
Hold on 1 second. Gotta grab my feet.
In-house, and then we have 50 virtual currently.
What is your average salesperson making?
I only have a few people in my company making less than 6 figures a year. The top people in my company making 7 figures a year.
I'm closing a big client.
Yeah.
Hey, 100 grand. Okay, boom. Yep, you good?
Yeah.
How much did I just make?
30 grand.
That is
Yeah.
actually really good commission,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you can hold Andy accountable?
100%.
We hold the whole world holds Andy accountable because he tells people all day long on social media, what he's doing, his fitness, his goals, his mindset,
his marriage.
But he's a leader that you could call him out.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, dude.
Things that are very sketchy in his past.
Yeah.
Snitching to the feds, turning his boss in, stuff like that. Like, did you guys ever talk to him about that later
Yeah,
today?
100%. Andy's owned it since day one.
Come through, we'll show you the media side, and then
There's
we'll
a
get the
strong emphasis on hospitality here. I think I've been asked at least 7 times if I need a water or energy drink.
We walked into so many different businesses over the years, and people it's just like the care factor.
Folks, a potential warning sign that you could be dealing with a cult is a tactic called love bombing. Groups will overwhelm newcomers with praise and celebration as a way to disarm them and build instant loyalty. And another thing you find as soon as you get to Elliott headquarters is the salespeople are trained to offer you a beverage incessantly. I mean, we were offered drinks enough times that all of us on the team agreed that it just felt a little weird. And for more context, before we flew to Arizona, Andy himself offered to get me a rental car or put me and my team up in a hotel, which I declined so I could enter his world as a neutral guest and not beholden to him. Because after all, part of Andy's sales playbook is the reciprocity principle, where he gives you a little thing like a water bottle, and in the end, he gets a big thing like the closing of the sale of a car. So the question going through my head at the time is, what is the difference between truly generous hospitality with well-trained salespeople versus love bombing, manipulating someone to get a desired outcome? I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions. Am I being overly cautious and even kind of a douche for not accepting Andy's hospitality? Or am I right to be on my guard?
Let's go, Eva.
So what just happened? What kind of deal did you just close?
Well, we're changing lives.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So a coaching deal.
100%.
What does this get you in commission, do you think?
Like $1,500?
That's what I'm talking about? Did we just get another deal? Okay, hold on 1 second.
So I had a wire that just got sent and it hit the bank account for 10 grand for one of our events.
Would you say you're one of the top guys in the company?
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. Mm-hmm.
You make 7 figures here.
I was this close last year, but this year I'll definitely hit it.
That's
yes.
amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I had a salary job. I was really comfortable making maybe $3,000, almost $4,000 after tax per month. I just had a baby. I knew I was supposed to do more. I needed something more, not for myself, but for my family. So I bought a $600 course with Andy Elliott. It's called Blind Spot. It was the only $600 I had. I was so resistant to buy that course. Once I did, I studied.
Next thing you know, I maxed out my credit card to go to his first event that was in his living room of his house with 12 people. But Andy's like, hey son, you remind me of myself when I was growing up. So him and Jacqueline bought my plane flight ticket because I didn't have the money to. That's how my journey started with Andy.
I showed up to the seminar. I went back home. I called my boss from the fitness studio. I gave my 2 weeks. In September, I made $33,000. October, I made $53,000. And since then, my life has changed.
I was 19 years old and I did not like my life. That day, I bet on me and I came to my first Master Closer seminar with Andy over 4 years ago. I'm 23 now. I've totally transformed my own life and now I desire to bring that to other people.
I was born in Venezuela, came down to the States on a visa, expired, family, we were down here, a legal immigrant for about 20 years, didn't come from money, and that's where you got me. I started messing out with drugs, got addicted at the age of 17, and that went on for till I was 31, 16 years.
Actually, that was my first seminar with Andy and Jackie when they had it here in Arizona. But I know Andy and Jackie 25 years. I used to sell cars with them.
This is right when I moved here. This was end of 2021, and I moved here March of 2022, but I was this skinny. I was weighing 145 pounds at the time. When I joined that dealership, I became #1 by my 3rd month out of 120 salespeople off of his trainings, gained 38 pounds of muscle, stayed clean.
We heard from a handful of his team that seemed to have genuinely had their life changed by Andy, but I was curious if there was another side to this coin. I found a podcast between internet lawyer Rayz Muhammad, aka Beard Lawyer, and health expert Troy Casey, aka Certified Health Nut, who hired Andy's team to do his marketing and was not happy with the results. Here's what Certified Health Nut had to say.
So just to be clear, I did not hire Andy Elliott for sales training or any kind of coaching. And I think Andy Elliott's deceiving others that he can do certain things and he cannot. It was the worst business I have done. January, February is huge business for people in health and wellness. Yeah. It's New Year, New You time. It was the worst January, February of my entire business. Results never lie. I hired the man. I gave him $50,000 motherfucking dollars.
I did further research and found Reddit threads and YouTube reviews talking about working with Andy. And what I saw was really mixed feedback. Some people thought the sales training wasn't worth a damn and relied on intimidating young and insecure salespeople, while others said that the Elliott Group was as legit as they come and that Andy treated them better than their own family. To me, it was striking to read a review hailing Andy Elliott as a life-changing mentor, and then in the next review, see him labeled as a predatory scam artist. And to me, seeing this only left me further confused about how I felt about Andy.
Fair enough.
Well, so #1, super important, our kids, they all go to school here. Love you girls. There's Miss Debbie. She's their teacher. They're here every day. You guys eating healthy? They're all here every day though. So that way, no matter what I'm doing, they're here.
Amazing.
All right, call your shot. How much you putting up today?
15 grand.
You for real?
Yeah, for real.
All right, you put up 15 grand. You 15 grand in house. You come see me. I'll give you 1,500 cash.
Deal. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Let's go, guys. Crank it up over here. Eva, come on.
Hi.
Come on.
What's going
Let's go.
on?
How many appointments you gonna set today? 20.
20.
How much we gonna put up today?
Well, we just locked up 75K, so.
Well, you're already 75.
Yeah.
Sean, what about you?
I'm gonna put up $5 grand today. Come on.
5 grand?
5 grand.
All right. Listen, you put up 5 grand, I got 500. You do 75, I got 1,500 for you.
Done deal. Easy.
Okay?
I'm gonna take your money.
What's up, baby?
What's up, Andy?
You ready to take over the world?
Let's take over the world. Go psycho.
Hey,
That's what it's about.
that's my boy, baby.
That's what it's about.
Love you. Is Nate our secret weapon?
Yes, I've been talking to him, like getting together.
It's my boy. Let's go. So basically, #1, right? Everybody's got to have a goal. That's the most important thing. Someone's going to have to keep everybody on their toes nonstop. I didn't have this meeting this morning. My team had this meeting. What do you see right here, right? You see them talking about cold leads, warm leads, right? You talk about wealth, health, relationships. How do they help? This right here, this thing, this is the team getting in here every morning without me, going through the battle plan of like how to be great.
Okay.
Every day around 1, 2 o'clock, I have everybody get off the phones and have everybody come down here and they grind. And as you can see, I will outwork everybody. Hard work is so important. Nobody's gonna build anything without working hard. This place is a hero-making machine.
Before Andy Elliott became a high-energy sales guru, he was selling cars at the Big Red dealerships in Norman, Oklahoma. This dealership targeted low-credit customers, people who couldn't qualify for financing at typical places. So to get them approved, a series of illegal schemes were put into play, bribing credit union employees, creating fake pawn shops, and inventing fake jobs for unemployed buyers just to push the loans through. This operation was eventually exposed, and it led to the conviction of 3 dealership executives. Andy admitted under oath his own role in the fraud and avoided prosecution by cooperating with federal investigators. And according to his own testimony, Big Red was a dealership where ethics took a back seat. Andy and his co-workers faked insurance letters, faked down payments, ran out employees that they deemed to be too ethical, and even role-played what to say if the feds came knocking. So with Andy accumulating a lot of influence and being a guy that talks about integrity being everything, I thought it was only fair to ask him about this chapter from his past. You said you almost went to prison.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about that.
From the time I was 18 years old to the time I was 32 years old, I worked for good credit company. That was the way I worked my whole life. I didn't work payments all the time with people. But then I had this this owner of this company.
Why am I watching this? Why are you watching me watch a sales trading podcast? That's the real question. No, this is Tommy G. He just goes around and investigates things. So he's just trying to figure out if he's like a cult leader or something.
That goes, dude, I need you in my store. By the way, it's a special finance store now. Good credit, no credit, bad credit, repo, bankruptcy, divorce, you're approved. These people have 0 down payment. In the beginning, day one, it's like, hey, this guy's approved. I submit it over to the bank and it says they need $1,000 down. And I'm like, hey, Mr. Customer, I need $1,000 down. And he's like, I don't have it. They're like, oh, don't worry about it. Basically, we're just gonna put $1,000 down on the contract. It's very simple. We're gonna tell the customers if the bank asks, you put $1,000 down. Now, we're gonna deduct that $1,000 that you didn't put down off the sell price. So actually you end up paying less money, it's fine.
So you guys kind of fake down payments?
Yeah, well, in the special finance subprime game, faking the down payment was almost everywhere.
Do you feel like it was prevalent in a lot of car dealerships?
Yes.
What did you feel doing that in your own head? Because I know a topic you mentioned a lot is integrity.
Yeah, well, honestly, at this point, okay, integrity has always been important to me, but it wasn't that at this time in my point I was self-developing and my number one standard was integrity. My number one standard was selling cars, making money, and trying to figure out how to hit that damn quota they put on me.
I think you've built a really good culture here. I'm just trying to balance who was this Andy guy before, before the transformation.
Yeah, so this Andy guy's intentions, honestly, were good. I never hurt anybody. I never took advantage of anyone that I felt like.
I think you said something along the lines that if you found guys with good ethics, you'd run them out of the business. That to me was like, wow, I can understand forging a few loans, getting the guy's car.
But I don't know where that was said.
Running straight out the business.
In legal documents?
It was in a affidavit.
Yeah, but you'd have to show it to me. I am not that guy anymore, and that guy died.
And what was the transformation moment?
In 2020.
With your wife?
Yeah.
Love him.
FBI comes in, and the owner.
Into the dealership?
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was like, we're going to get Andy Elliott. They were after this owner.
What was it like when the FBI came in?
I mean, it's just like, what the hell's going on?
Was your mind kind of blown? You're like,
yeah, I mean, everybody's mind blown.
How long did you work for?
5 years.
What made you not get up and pack your bags at some point?
Making too much money. Just total transparency. I see so many people stay in jobs because they're making too much money, and that's why you hear us talk about the golden handcuff syndrome all the time. I was handcuffed to more money than I ever made, and I just knew I couldn't make the same money anywhere else.
Because one of the things that I think is really powerful about your brand right now is personal accountability. What about back then, if you're looking yourself in the mirror and telling yourself the hard truth, like what would it be that you would condemn yourself the most for or change the most about actions that you did in that period?
Well, number one, my wife, anybody's watching this, when your wife says don't do it, she's not nagging you. She's not being a bitch. She's protecting you.
Yeah.
You know what I told her, which I own this now and I'm past it, but I said, babe, stop nagging me. Stop nagging me. And you know what she did? She quit nagging me. Be really careful you don't shut up the person that loves you more than anyone else in this world. But if you tell them enough and you hurt them enough, they'll shut up. And so like that really breaks my heart that I shut up my greatest best friend, weapon, everything. So I would say, number one, never make decisions based off money. Don't do it. And don't run with the wrong people. Because if you run with the wrong people, you're gonna do the wrong shit. And by the way, If you're favored by God, which I believe, I am favored by God, I am also favored by the devil. It's like if you put me on the right path, dude, I will go mow down darkness. But if you put me on the wrong path, I'll go mow down the light.
You could be dangerously good or dangerously bad.
Yeah, it's like
you have that tiger in you. There's two narratives going through my head right now. I mean, Andy's on stage right now. In about 30 minutes, he's gonna close these people at high ticket deals. I think like 75 or 100 grand to be part of a bigger coaching program. You talk to a lot of the employees. On one end, I'm like, holy shit, the culture here is contagious. Everyone is like fit, happy, gung-ho, super high enthusiasm and energy. Like, what more could you ask from a sales team or a company culture? And on the other end, it's kind of like the movie Get Out, where everyone's like, yeah, I'm really happy here. And Andy, yeah, he told me everything. And yeah, all my answers come from Andy. I just like, Andy is kind of this religious figure in a way. I think this is the thing where you define between like a great coach or a cult leader. And only time will tell. We've spent one day with the crew. Like in 10 years, these people might be the most successful people ever. In 10 years, there might be an FBI investigation into this place. Who knows? What do you think, Miguel, so far?
I honestly think he's a good guy, and I think he actually has really good morals, but I do think there's something weird in the air in there.
Just the probability of within a 2-3 minute span, 4 people closing a deal seems highly unlikely, but it could be true. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, if there's a lot of momentum in the building, things are happening. Like, I don't want to be a hater because the culture is so good and just like be like, oh, there's no way someone could be that happy. For people getting in shape, changing their life, making more money, being close to their family, how can you get upset about that? But still, there's something just a little bit off.
There's something in the air.
Why don't you just do your own bid for what you did and roll with it? You did it, why did you talk?
The guy that I work for was a piece of shit. This guy's a loser.
You were hustling deals in through, though you knew you were doing that.
No. I was working in the company and doing what everybody was doing. My wife said, don't go work for this man. He's a piece of shit. I go work for the man. Everything that we were taught in that company was wrong. When the FBI comes in, they said, hey, who's in charge? It was me and 4 other people.
Did any of those other 4 go to prison?
All of them get called into a meeting with the owner. And the owner goes, if you don't lie, I'm gonna kill you. Dude, I have already been tried to be killed many times.
You have?
Yeah. So you know what I did? I went home and talked to my wife. And you know what I told her? Exactly what just happened. And you know what she said? Fucking tell the truth. If you go to jail for 10 years, I will be here waiting. But if you fucking lie, okay? The rest of the people all decided to lie. All those other people planned and planned and planned. Have you ever seen a movie how they're all like lying and the feds are coming against them? They're like, we got to stick together, and they can't. What happens in the end?
There's a crack in the case.
They all turn on each other, don't they? They said, oh, we found these secret fake emails that Andy was like sleeping with like one of the girls or something, right? And that girl mysteriously disappeared. So nobody could talk to her.
Meaning she was a real person, but then she couldn't be found anymore?
Yep. That started a war between all the liars. They all went to prison.
One of Andy's great skills is his ability to close on high-ticket sales. For the last 2 days, he has hosted business owners who paid a few $1,000s for a seminar, and for the grand finale of this seminar, he mounts the stage for a 3.5-hour speech that culminates in him closing these business owners for an even higher ticket coaching package worth tens of thousands of dollars. Here's a few moments from that pitch.
I'm going to go through these slides because these things that I'm going to go over with you, by the way, it's not a slide, it's your belief system you have to live by. This right here, there is one skill that every one of you has to learn, how to influence. Build a fully optimized, you know what I think of optimized? Maxed out, sharp as hell. You're the fastest, you're the best. Scalable business that can run and grow, everybody say without. How you do the little things is how you do the big things. Does that make sense? Listen, if I look up to you, I'm not really looking for all the big things that you do. I'm kind of looking for the little things that you do. When you don't grow, you die. It's grow or die.
Okay.
If we can run to 100 million in 4 to 5 years, there's no reason that everyone else in this entire room can't do it. If you do this, here's the deal. I'm going to do my part, but you guys have to do your part. Does that make sense? So I'll make a deal with you. Me and Jackie will do a one-on-one with everybody in this room that does it, and that way we get an opportunity to know you guys before we coach you hard this next year. Almost every person that trains with me are high-ticket closers.
So, who in here is going to do this? Can you raise your hand so I can see you? If you're going to do this, come up here with me, okay? And by the way, listen, everybody give it up for everybody in here who's going to do this up here. Okay? I love you guys.
Andy goes in for the finish, and he probably closed at least half the room with a coaching package that, if my math is correct, resulted in at least $500,000 of revenue for him, which, as a former salesperson myself, those numbers are pretty crazy.
Just had a long day. Hustled to you from the morning to night. What's going through your head right now? What do you want to leave the people with?
Number one, I've watched this guy, a lot of your videos. Incredible.
Thank you.
Just like when you meet me, sometimes, you know, you're trying to pick, you know, like what's going on, how does this guy live, what does he do? You said something, you said you want to be around good people and you want to do good work in whatever you do, right? You want to love your life. Meeting him, he's awesome. A lot of people told me, they're like, dude, Tommy G, you got to be careful, don't let him come out. He's going to try to pick your company apart. And you know what I said? I said, dude, listen to me. The greatest thing that anyone could show me is things that I could do better. I'm a coach, I coach people for a living, I take criticism for a living. Anything that you've seen that I can do better, right? Or anything that, as I watch this video, as I go through it, I'm gonna learn a lot watching your documentary. It's gonna help me, okay?
Especially how you choose to wear your shorts, that'd be my main
section. It wouldn't surprise me if Tommy G in a couple months is like, babe, can you get me some shorter shorts? I just feel like they're too long. Your culture, you've built, awesome. Thank you. You're a good dude, you have a great heart, you're a great family guy. A lot of the times you talk about other people, they may never talk about you, but you're a really good man.
Thank you.
I just want to say it's awesome.
I appreciate that.
We respect people that are changing the world. But end of the day, we started with the cold plunge this morning. That was cool. Did a workout, ate some breakfast, got in the hot tub. You came up, met some people on our team. You see what sales centers look like.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the hospitality.
Yes.
Your team's been wonderful. Your steak tacos are good.
Yes.
And we're very happy we did this.
Andy Elliott. Honestly, a fascinating guy that I'm still figuring out. And I can say 100% that I walked away really impressed with many things about Andy. His discipline, how much he cared for his family, his ability to create a very loyal team, just to name a few. However, I felt it absolutely necessary to push him on his past because years of committing fraud is a serious question mark, particularly for someone positioning themselves as a leader and moral compass for business owners. I also totally believe in giving people second chances. After all, one of my best friends on earth is a former bank robber, and he's one of the greatest guys I know. So if what Andy does now is help people get in better shape, make more money, and take more responsibility, even if his methods are controversial, I believe that's a big net positive, and I'm rooting for this guy. But only time will tell what comes of Andy's journey, and I predict it will be an extreme outcome either way. And folks, you can bet that I'll be watching to see how his story unfolds. Thank you, and see you next week.
That was a good video. He still might be a scam artist, though. Real talk.